Wait, not yet. We're live. Yes, we're live. By Billionaire Soul Green, Soul Blessings, beautiful by Billionaire Soul family. Wow. Take two. Said we were live, but it didn't show we were live. So now we're live. You want to scroll over this way a little bit? Please. There we go. So we're celebrating our 50th week. And 50 weeks. Wow. Can't even believe it's been 60 weeks. I'm 50 weeks. I already want to say 60. 50 weeks. And we had started this a little bit before the pandemic. And we're in the 50th week, our 50th anniversary week for Nature's Inner Gathering. And I realized I made a boo-boo. I put 15th month anniversary, I believe. Let me see. Because I don't want to confuse anybody. I don't know how I put 50 weeks. Let's see. 50th anniversary month. So it sounds like we've been going
for 50 months.
For 50 months, which is just shy of 2 years, which is false. I'll go and fix that. But yeah, 50th week anniversary. It's incredible. And it's been a journey. And this is our 50th week to celebrate Mother Nature and celebrate life. Because so many are not fortunate to be here today. Because of what a lot of people have suffered. A lot of families have been devastated. A lot of communities have been shocked. A lot of homes have been rocked. A lot of honest businesses have been compromised. And just when so many people were starting to get confident in passionate about doing something. So, but at the same time, a lot of corruption has been exposed. A lot of deception is coming out. A lot of sabotaging is being transformed. And a lot of people are facing themselves. A lot of people are getting more in touch with themselves. So in this experience, we're seeing both sides of the pendulum, of the scales of life. And before we continue, who are we? I didn't even say who we were. So this is your 50th week of Nature's Inner Gathering. And this is my wife, Alice Inoue. I am Michael Post. We're the founders and visionaries of Samadhi Sea of Wisdom Meditation School, serving both locally and humbly from our hearts out of Yuma, Arizona, all over the world. From our hearts to yours, we live in service. We live to just share a life and share what's possible for each and every single one of us. And here in Samadhi, we love to remind humanity that not just in Samadhi, but in life in general, it's never only about positivity. It's never only about negativity. It's always about something much more raw, real, substantial, foundational, vital. It's about genuineness. It's about the genuine you that you were born, designed, and destined to be. The greatest secret of all secrets is who you are right now. And the reason why it seems like we don't see the world as genuine as it should be is because a lot of us have been running from our genuineness. A lot of us have been hiding from our genuineness. A lot of us have been judging our genuineness, not giving us the space to live and be. And that's what's causing more chaos. So just take a breath. Because in that breath, we remember, we embody the genuineness. Just allow yourself to let go for a moment. And if you haven't been genuine consciously, that's okay. But you're being called to action today. Whether you're a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a son or daughter, whether you're a boss, whether you're an employee, whether you are whatever space you are, you're being called to your genuineness. And not that we're calling you to your genuineness, but you have always been calling you to your genuineness. We never take a break from calling ourselves to our genuineness. When we experience joy, we're aligned with our genuineness. When we experience chaos, it's because we're trying to force something in a round peg with a square. You can't be over genuine. You can't be more than what you are. You can't be less than what you are. You can align with what you are, or you can excuse what you are to what you think you are, or what you've been programmed to think you are, or conditioned or influenced. But you are right here, right now. So just feel that. Receive that. Breathe that in. You are what you are right now. You are more worthy, more able, more capable, filled with the infinite potential and profoundness of life. It's all you. And I'm reminding myself of this as I remind you. That's the beauty of this. We are more capable than we can imagine. And this 50th week, we really want to celebrate life with you. So if you'd like to come on, did you share the video? I'm going to put the Zoom link. If anybody wants to come on to share something about nature. Okay, where's the comments? Oh, there we go. Go ahead, Doc. Or if you have anything you want to share. So, whoops. My wife's phone is
a little
different.
tricky, isn't it? So you may be wondering everything that Michael has mentioned right now. How does that tie into nature? Because it is our nature inner gathering. It is about nature, and you can tell we're in our office. So until we can have a different setup, when it's a little windy in you, if we're outside, you're not really going to hear us. But at the same time, we've been doing this for a while now from our office, because we know that some of you don't get out and don't go out, and that doesn't mean you can't bring nature to you.
And also,
why do I
go ahead.
Why do I say that? Because really our nature is us. Everything that's out there resembles us, reflects us. So nature itself, the earth, the trees, the birds, everything that's out there is for our enjoyment. And even in this pandemic, doesn't mean we can't go for walks, stay away from people, 6 feet, all that good stuff. But what happens when we're done with nature? What happens when we're done with our walks? What happens when we're done with spending time in our garden, if you are fortunate enough to have a garden? I've taken this very seriously for myself as to what is our nature. Do we bloom where we're planted? How many of you have seen that sign? Bloom where you're planted or bloom where God plants you? How many of us really shine like the sun when we're indoors? How many of us are capable of bringing that sunshine, that essence of nature within so that we can reflect it? And I believe that's very important that, Michael has said it before in his own way, a tree is a tree. It doesn't try to be anything else. It serves its purpose, either to give fruit or give shade. So what is our purpose, and what do we do with our gifts, and how do we resemble in our everyday walk what nature is for all of us? I think it starts a lot with attitude and self-awareness, being able to really see what our nature is. If we tend to sway one way and have just that narrow way of seeing things, instead of being open to how life brings experience to us, brings certain situations in our life. How do we react? Do we react? Do we respond? Do we break? Are we like a palm tree that it can bend as far as it'll go and the wind will take it, but it won't break? Do we give up? What is it that we do with our nature? So take it from there, Michael.
That was beautiful. One thing I do want to share, and let me put the link up here. If you'd like to join us on Zoom, either on Facebook or Instagram, I'm putting the room number and the password. That way, if you want to join us, this is why we're staying home. Is because here on Zoom, we can bring people on and join us in sharing their story. Because every week I ask, we would love for you to share your story. And
how has nature helped you?
And when we're on Zoom, we can actually bring you on and share you at the same time, because Facebook, sometimes there's a little complications and it doesn't work.
Also, I remember that the last time we were at the wetlands, something was happening with the service. So we don't want you to miss out.
And much shout outs to Mom, because she's been allowing us to use her phone when we go out in nature. But she's living life. So, we can't use her phone because she needs it. So that's also another blessing that, Mom's able to watch us on her phone, because when she doesn't have her phone, she can't watch us. Not sure if she's on. But the one thing I wanted to share, something that hit me right now. First of all, I want to show gratitude to all of you that have joined Samadhi in our daily silent meditation. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Latera. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Rusty Sweet. Thank you. There's so many. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everyone who's joined us in the silent meditation, because every day I'm providing a meditation in pure silence. There's no talking at all. And that, I know, when you see Michael, it's like, oh, there's going to be half an hour, an hour. But it's pure silence. Because really, it's when we are silent that we're making the greatest transformation. Because we're bringing something that inside of us, we are opening up to allow to be brought from our selves, our personal selves.
And on one Facebook, thing I did, we do have Carmen, if you want to say hi to Carmen.
Oh, Carmen's on.
Yeah.
Hola, Carmen.
I don't know where all the
blessings to you. It's because you went out, and probably.
Probably.
Go back out, yeah. Maybe you'll
see.
You
mean out?
Yeah, out of it, and then yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
So one thing I did want to share is what I was sharing in the beginning, because we are sending love to all of those that have been affected. Because there's been so much transitions which we'll say for those that deaths, people that have transitioned in this life, and whether they were affected personally by COVID or not, has still had a detrimental effect with a lot of families, a lot of friends. And we just want to send love to all of you, and that we can imagine like what you're going through right now. And I also want to share with the people that have been experiencing what is called the pandemic, either personal or osmosis. Because I'm going to tell you what I see more affecting people more than anything is the mental pandemic. People living in fear. People living insecure of what's going to happen to them. What's going to happen to their family members, to their friends, to their loved ones, their family. And it's like people that aren't even sick are sick. We were just talking with someone the other day, and they said that, someone didn't die from the virus, but she passed away because she was in a retirement home. Or what is it called?
Assisted living.
Assisted living. And her thing was to go to the bingo. Her thing was to go and experience. She would get all dressed up. She would get all pretty and beautified, as that's what she looked forward to every day.
She'd go have lunch, play bingo with her
Uh-huh.
friends.
And the minute that this hit, she was isolated. And she felt like she had no purpose anymore. And she transcended. Not from the virus, but from not feeling,
Not from the virus directly, but indirectly.
but not feeling purposeful. Not feeling like she had a reason to live when she had every reason to live. So this is why we do Nature's Gathering. Because nature offers her love within you, all around you. And remember, I keep reminding everyone, drink water. Water is our foundation of life. If we're not drinking water, we're not hydrated. If we're not hydrated, we're not like fluidic. If we're not fluidic, we're not conscious. If we're not conscious, we go into these mental programs and patterns that sabotage our life. So water is the foundation of life. Other than the soul. Okay, the soul is the representation in water. Because it is the foundation of all of life, just like the soul is the foundation of who you are. So feed yourself the soul, feed yourself water. Take the time to really let go and get to know who you are. Whether you're alone or you're able to go out, you can make the best experience every day of your life because you control your experience. The mask doesn't control your experience. The news doesn't control your experience. Your wife and your husband don't control your experience. Nothing outside of you controls your experience. And that's what nature reminds us of. Whether it's a storm, whether it's sunny, a tree will powerfully be a tree. It doesn't change its way of being. Let me repeat that again. It doesn't change its way of being. I'm going to tell you, throughout this pandemic, in the beginning, nature was blessed. It got to rest. It got to relax. It got to breathe. And I'm going to tell you, during this pandemic, a tree is still a tree. So model nature. Don't let circumstances change you. Don't let what you see change you. Don't let a mask define you. Refine your life by remembering who you are. Dana Proudy, 1983. Thank you for joining us. Great to see you.
And we have Kathleen. also.
Kathleen, blessings, beautiful soul. So, if anybody wants to share anything about nature, please come on live with us on the Zoom, as others need to hear your story.
And
Others need to hear that Michael and Ali aren't the only ones talking about nature. Because for 50 weeks, we've been the only one, other than Daniel. No, Daniel, the one that picked up the trash.
mhm.
Who else did we have? Lorena Bees. Ellie's brother. Love Ellie's brother in Spanish.
Mhm.
Who else has shared testimonials? We've had very few people share testimonials. So basically, Ali and Michael has been sharing.
We did get one from Marianne, but we're
Yeah,
working
we're not
on
able
the
to
video.
access
She
it.
did it video, and we're having a little challenging time on airing that, but we'll save it for probably for our 52 week.
But we're getting people that are waiting to come on to do a testimonial, but we want to promote them. So you're going to see us promoting people so that you can see that there's other people that are not only sharing about nature, that it can also serve you.
Yeah.
They're here to serve and love humanity. And the reason why we do this is because we want to share with you that what you see on the news is not true. The world is not falling apart. The world is coming together. That's how we do Nature's Inner Gathering. Before all this happened, we wanted to bring honor to nature, because nature holds a space of pure love, never judging us. So
And we have Daniel Bolden also watching, and he put a comment when you talk about the tree. He says a happier tree with cleaner air.
yes,
So they're
yes.
happier now because
And that's a person we're going to be bringing on soon too, Daniel Bolin. So we're looking forward to bringing you on, brother. So give us a good picture, a good bio. Not a good bio. He's got a great bio.
And maybe we haven't made ourselves very clear, but I will say right now for those watching or may watch on the replay, when Michael says, come on and we'll bring you on Nature's Gathering, we would love to hear how nature has helped you in your life, even before the pandemic or after the pandemic. But because we started doing this just from our own nature, from our own desire to give back to Earth, to Mother Nature, we know that some of you growing up have really great stories about nature. Or I know one of our students had mentioned that when she was a younger girl growing up here in Arizona, and she would walk and always see the same cactus, this beautiful cactus. And then she got older and she'd go back and there's that same cactus. And there was just something about feeling like a friendship with that cactus every time she walked to school. So there are many different stories about how nature brings joy to our lives. Working in your garden, picking your oranges, nothing is fun for me is getting a knock on the door and then a message, I left some oranges on your doorstep, and I walk out there and like, oh, there's a bag of oranges. So, something as simple as that. Let's just be happy with nature. Let's really enjoy what it is. Right now we have a family of, I don't know how many birds flock to our bougainvillea. And every morning, these little baby birds, bunches of them come and they're learning how to fly from that tree. And we've seen them fall. It was really funny. I was out there the other day having breakfast outside, and it just sounds so beautiful to hear these birds. They don't watch the news, of course. They don't have a worry in the sky, right? They just want to learn how to fly and catch the next worm because they're in the present moment. And just the sound of so many of them at one time chirping and trying to find like the strength to take that plunge to fly. It's just really cute to watch.
And what they do, they get back up and they do it all over again.
Yeah, every morning.
If they don't make it, then that's
every morning.
But the thing about it is that doesn't stop them from getting back up. And one thing that I heard in one of the trainings that I'm taking is that when a baby is a baby, they're stubborn to walk. It's in our nature to thrive. It's in our nature to get back up. So this too shall pass. We will make it through this. But the thing about it is, what patterns and what habits do you want to build, not just for you, but your children? I posted a post just 2 days ago that somebody else posted. Let's see, that it was about, the damage psychologically that the mask is instilling upon our children. I mean, think about it. We talk about being bullied. We talk about going through all these different things. This is like sci-fi stuff. We would watch TV where people would have masks on when there was like some like end of the world kind of thing, right? Or even like other planets. Now they live on other planets, so they got to wear oxygen when they go out in the world, right? This is like sci-fi stuff that we're experiencing, but nonetheless, it's here. Doesn't mean it's going to stay here, but it's here. And the person that posted this is Sarah Knight. So shout outs to Sarah Knight. But she was talking about how children are being so devastated because now they gotta like accept in I guess be subservient to being shut up. Because when you can't see your mouth, I mean, what does someone do when they don't want you to talk? They go like this. They shut you, they put your mouth like this. So basically, our children are growing up like their eyes are seeing like how they look at each other, and all you could do is see eyes. And maybe because when we see people's eyes, we connect deeper. And for many years, people were avoiding seeing each other's eyes. That's one thing I'm fortunate is my mom always taught me that. Growing up, she's always look at somebody in their eyes when you're either talking to them or they're talking to you. So the one thing that I want to say is think about your children. If you don't have children, think about people that you care about, because your example is setting not only patterns and programs for you, but patterns and programs for others. So if you live in fear, then you're going to manifest more fear in your life. And the thing about it is this: what happens when the mask is over? Let's say tomorrow they stop the mask. We're going to be so conditioned to put our mask on. Oh, shoot, that's right. We don't have to wear a mask. We're going to be so conditioned to have 6 foot distance. So the thing about it is this: don't let just because you have to do it in a certain way or certain environment stop you from remembering your freedom. Because just because this is going on doesn't mean that you should excuse to be miserable and fearful and unhappy and focus on all the bad, because there's so much greatness going on right now.
And I do want to say that, and by no means are we bashing or saying, don't. We know we are very respectful.
We're not getting on one side or the other.
Yeah, when we need to go into a store, when we need to go and do something out there in public, yes, Michael and I will wear our mask because we want to be respectful. And those that don't understand, we don't need to explain it to them, we just wear our mask. But when we go out in nature, when we are visiting here, people come over, we don't expect them or have them wear the mask. We're like, that's just how we are. But by the requirements, when we go out into public and out of respect, whenever we need to interact, then we do.
The reason why I'm stating this, just so there's clarity, is if you want to wear your mask, you can wear your mask. It's your life. What I'm saying is don't let it define your identity. Don't let it define your behavior. Don't let it define your emotions, the emotions. Don't let it define your perspective. Because if we condition ourselves to believe that this is our reality, it's going to stay longer. But if we each remember our freedom, we remember that no matter this mask or whatever happens, I can love myself. I can be true to myself. And in being true to me, I can be genuine with others. Being genuine with me, I can be genuine with others. Because like I've said before, if so many people were stressed out before the mask happened, I can imagine how many people are stressed out more so than not because of the mask, because of the pandemic, because of waiting for a vaccine, or whether they're for a vaccine or against a vaccine. Let me tell you something about Samadhi. This is one thing I love to remind everyone about Samadhi, whether we have a new student or we have an experienced student, I love to remind everyone that comes to us that we don't get on one side or the other. We're here to remind you of you. Because when you awaken the intuition in the infiniteness of you, the capacity of you, you will know what decision to make, not from fear, but from awareness. So we don't get on one side or the other. I'm not getting on one side or the other. I don't play sides. I play being present. So I'm going to ask you, whatever side you're on, you can be a little more present in that side. And by being a little bit more present in that side, you're going to find where you really belong. You're going to find the truth for yourself. We have so many students that they want us to share with them, like one of our students, and I'm not going to say who out of respect, one of our students, they said in the beginning, I want to know the truth. And there's another person that says, I want to know what you know, Michael. So we have so many people that want to know what we know. How did you do it? Well, how, right? Oh, there was a reason why I was saying that. Thank you, love. We have so many students coming to us because they want to know what we know. And here's the thing, that if you ever study with us, and if you talk to any one of our students, they're going to tell you we always make it about them. Am I right? We always make it about them. Because we're not here to program anybody. We're here so you can program yourself. Because you're always going to be programmed. The question is, do you want to program you? Or do you want to be sensitive to the way you can program your life? Or do you want to be sensitive to programming what's in the news, what other people say, what other people do, what other people don't say or don't do, all that? What would you rather become sensitive to? My question to you. So we have somebody that wants to join us, so I'm going to work right now.
Okay. Well, Michael's going to perform his magic over there because I have no clue how that works with all the technology. But if anybody has, like we said, anything they want to share, please feel free to join us on Zoom. The number's on there, the code, the room number, and the password. So you can just go ahead and join us. And in the meantime, Michael's still working his magic, which I have no clue who or what. This is what I love about live. It's not scripted. There's no agenda. We're just here to share. And those that align, those that feel that they have something they want to share. And just remember, it doesn't always have to be that you agree with what Michael and I say 100%. No, you can share what it is that you feel and speak your voice. This is a safe place to do that. And probably a good time to get yourself some water if you're going to be around for a little bit, or if you have some juices, take care of that. Drink your water, drink your juice, get a cup of tea. Oh, and let's see what surprise we have coming. Oh, and I can hear the birds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but they're out there right now. It's already too. They're probably doing their second shift of trying how to fly. Maybe if I'm quiet enough, you can hear them. If we would have done the live outside by the tree, there's no way they would have heard us, even if it wasn't windy. Because those birds are loud because there's many of them.
Oh, your phone is cool.
It is. Now my phone is cool. How about that?
Well, I'm saying that because I want to go,
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
One thing I do want to share, because if this person comes on or not, and they're a beautiful soul that we've been able to connect with, is this. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we're so inspired by nature, because nature instills in us not only to remember who we are because we are one with nature, but to know that we are tapped into a resource that can transform our lives. We're not alone. Nature is willing to transform this planet. But we want to do it on our own. We think we could do it on our own. And let me tell you, if we cut, let's just say, 80% of the trees, I don't care how strong and successful we are, we're going to be doomed. And I would even say 50% of all the trees. So we're getting so caught up in this AI reality of computers, tablets, phones, smart devices, and all smart, washers and refrigerators and cars and all this stuff. And all of this stuff is great, but we're selling our lives for comfort instead of for convenience instead of importance. Because what's important is nature. And we'll destroy a preserve to build a shopping mall. We'll destroy a community to build a freeway. But we won't go around. It's important. Now, I'm not judging or saying, to focus on the bad. What I'm saying is our priorities have been skewed. And that's why we're here to represent nature. Because the priority has always and forever will be nature. That is the relationship of humanity. It's not a computer. A computer is a tool, it's a resource, but it's not our priority. So when we can more honor nature, we'll be able to enjoy these things more. So this is why
Every week
we're here in it, week in, week out.
50 weeks. And all we desire in our hearts is just to remind you. It's your weekly reminder of that essence of nature. And to just go within as much as you can to take care of that nature, to embody what your beautiful gifts are, what your fruits are. That is very important, that you are aware of your fruits, your nature, and share it with the world. So metaphorically speaking, what is your nature, and enjoy that nature of you, or really get out there and enjoy nature. Because when we're done with our videos, I'm going outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to go play in the dirt.
And one thing I want to leave you all with, and then Ali will do the closing, is this. If you have to wear your mask, and if you have children, please cover their ears. If you have to wear your mask, don't be an ass about it. If you have to deal with certain things, don't project it onto others. Find out why those things you think can control you, because they don't. See, here's the thing. We're excusing the situation, so everything that we bottled up, everything that we ran from, everything that we wanted to ignore, now we have an excuse to be angry. Now we have an excuse to fight with our cousins, our brothers, and our friends because we disagree on certain things. Think about that for a moment. This should be the time that we're uniting, because there's an awakening happening all over, not just the world, all over the universe. And we're choosing to find little things to complain about, to fight about, to argue about. And guess what? It feels good. It feels good to fight about what I think I'm right about, because I'm right. Even though I don't know, I could be wrong. But yet I justify because I want to fight about it. Because I need that attention. I need that validation. I need to know that I can bully someone so that I can be right. This is bullying. I go on threads and it's like somebody that has nothing to do with the conversation will get into a conversation and say, oh, but this, that. And it's like, why did you have to say that? And I'm not saying at a judgment because there's nothing that happens by accident, but it's like, do we need to continue that behavior? Because here's what I wanted to close it with on my part, because this is part of what I was saying, is if you agree to wear a mask or if you don't, I still love you. If you agree to be a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or a conservative or whatever, I still love you. If you choose to play on a different team and I'm a football team and you're another football team, which I'm not, I still love you. If you choose whatever you choose, I still love you. Because by finding something for me not to love in you, I'm running from the fact of I don't love in me. So if I can love the most challenging part of you, that's because I'm loving the most challenging part of me. But if I'm finding a reason to fight, justify, complain, or judge, then it's because I'm running from the judgment of me that I don't want to face. So if you are one that does that, you're only hurting yourself. And I'm telling you from personal experience. The only reason why I can say this, and I even told one of our students, the only reason why I'm a good teacher is because I'm a good student. I'm always a student, first and foremost. But more than a teacher, I'm a leader because I lead by example. And here's what I want to ask you. So if you're finding someone to go and see a comment that you don't agree with so that you can say, this is what I feel, this is what I say, ask yourself before you answer that comment or reply to that comment, say, why am I doing this? Well, because I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable with this. Why? Go deeper within yourself. If you need more assistance, we're here. But here's my point. Don't look for reasons to play the victim, running from the fact that you think you're a victim, because you're not a victim. You're a victor. So instead of complaining, instead of judging, you got to wear the mask. Wear the mask with love. Because guess what? Love, unconditional love, is the greatest immune booster. Unconditional awareness, being present, is the greatest immune booster. Because you're living with the power that flows through you that creates and destroys worlds, the source of all sources. So whether you agree or you disagree, can you let go and love you?
So we'll leave you with that question. Can you really let go? And one of the best ways is take a walk in nature and just let it soak all through you. So till next week, we will see you then. In between, hey, you never know. Michael loves to do live, so you may see us on there or reach out to us if you care to know more, if you desire to share on the next live or in any way. If you want to take one of our classes, sign up for our courses, whatever it is that you would like, just reach out to us. And go enjoy your day. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day here in Yuma, Arizona, wherever you are. If it's beautifully sunny or beautifully cloudy, still go out and enjoy that nature. Till next time. Ciao, ciao. Right.